Now, President-elect Trump's team is holding discussions on possibly creating a new White House position dedicated to crypto policy. The administration wants to expand the power of the Commodities Futures Trading Commission as well by granting that CFTC oversight of the digital asset market. All of this happening as Trump gets the chance to pick the next head of the SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission, with Chairman Gary Gensler stepping down in January. Congressman, I know you've been working on digital assets a lot, and you see major change coming. Walk us through how that plays out. What do you expect?
Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be playing the second half, or at least the continuation of that clip in just a second, with the congressman responding to everything that's going on in the United States. And we do a lot in these daily market updates. And what I want to do in this one is just take a step back and to understand the gravity of the situation that we are now moving towards as cryptocurrency investors. This technology, and we've been saying this for nearly 10 years now, is going to fundamentally change the world as we know it. And that hasn't been allowed to happen until Trump won the US election. And now the floodgates, ladies and gentlemen, are going to open in regards to the onboarding of hundreds of trillions of dollars. Every single corporation who's anybody entering this space and looking to utilize it in a big way. And that for us as cryptocurrency investors is going to mean, I believe, a great ROI. Now, of course, it depends what you're investing, but generally as a whole, it's my belief, and it has been for a long time, that we are going to see multiple trillion-dollar layer one cryptocurrencies outside of Bitcoin. In fact, we've got a target for XRP that we've been looking at that takes it to over $1 trillion in market cap. And people would have said that this was unrealistic. However, with this recent move, people are very much changing their tune. It's not just XRP that's waking up the likes of Algo we've been covering very zealously. Of course, Hedera, my largest position in the cryptocurrency space. There's coins like XLM that, as a community, my Patreons are 400+% up today. You could be on that journey with me also. Do check the link in the description. But ultimately, ladies and gentlemen, there is something monumental taking place right here, right now, and that is the revolutionization of value itself and the internet as we know it. Let's play the second half of that clip.
Well, we are going to unlock innovation in America again. This has been very frustrating under Joe Biden and Gary Gensler at the SEC, who has gone out with this power that he thinks he has to do these unreasonable enforcement actions and try and guide an industry into the ground. Today, you know, the headline is Donald Trump wants to make America a leader in digital assets. If you think of it this way, back in 1995, America unleashed the power of the internet, Web 1.0. We are on the dawn of Web 3.0, and we are riding in the back seat with countries like the UAE and the European Union and Singapore dictating to the rest of the world how we're going to treat digital assets. This is America's issue. This is something that we need to do to make sure that the U.S. dollar remains the world's reserve currency. Yeah. And with the announcements you're talking about, we're going in the right direction.
I will be doing another video on my theory on how America leverages its technology to maintain the dollar as the world reserve currency. I've also got an interesting video that I'll be releasing on how I actually think all nations, or certainly America, solves its $3.6 trillion debt problem. I have spoke about it previously, and the utilization of essentially using debt as a form of payment or value once again, which is a very interesting concept that blockchains can actually enable. But he spoke there about America was the leader of Web 1, and now they are trying to get it to be the leader of Web 3. And what's happening right now with the most powerful nation in the world is there is now an arms race taking place to ensure their global dominance as it relates to this impactful technology. The value that comes on the back end of that, guys, cannot be understated. In BlackRock's ETFs, they have more in their Bitcoin ETF than they do their gold ETF, which has been around for a hell of a lot longer. Is it out of the realms of possibility that we see a $10+ trillion market cap? I don't think so. In fact, I think we have indicators that do lead us entirely to believe that. And really where I want to start the video off is with the total cryptocurrency market cap, which we've very much stated we believe has now technical patterns that see it go even further. We have a concession of bull flags. One ultimately takes $6.1 trillion. When we look at Bitcoin, we ultimately have a lot of technical targets to the upside for this. Total 2, very much confirming, we think the total cryptocurrency market cap, excluding Bitcoin, is likely heading to about $3.7 trillion. Now, the interesting thing is, I don't think this is going to be it, because Bitcoin dominance, I believe, is on the cusp of rolling. Actually, one of my patrons that highlighted this inverse head and shoulders for Bitcoin, that took it to 61.5, which is perfectly where you've topped out. And if Bitcoin dominance is to roll as cyclically has been the case, that's ultimately going to mean a great time for the altcoin sector. But we ultimately think that Bitcoin dominance rolling is a bullish barometer for everything, because that means Bitcoin's going to have to be going up, because if it wasn't, the space, it's still the tide that rises and sinks all ships. And this is how we see all these targets get met, and certainly $3.7 trillion be accomplished. I don't think that's the end of it. In fact, I think we could be conservatively looking at anywhere from a $7 to a $12 trillion overall market for the cryptocurrency space. And within that, you're going to have multiple $1 trillion layer ones and lots of $100 billion layer ones that have really only just started their journey. Now is the time, ladies and gentlemen, to be looking at cryptocurrency projects with real utility. Those coins that all of those influencers, the crypto gatekeepers out there, told you were dino coins, whilst they were pumping to you their shiny new thing that they were ultimately dumping on top of your head. And there's so much evidence out there for that actually taking place. Look at how many people have been caught. Largely, it doesn't matter, because it always just gets swept under the rug in terms of people dumping on top of their following. The really interesting thing here is the opportunity that's at hand. This technology doesn't just stop at Bitcoin. It doesn't start and stop at Bitcoin. It extends to basically finance as a whole, but more the world as we know it, in the form of contracts that are now going to be put onto blockchains. The tokenization of value itself, to the tune of hundreds of trillions of dollars, is coming on chain. It's going to be the operating system for it, in the sense it's going to be how it's moved around, just like we are communicating. We can send a message and it gets to our recipient instantly. We can do the same thing with value of all sorts. And more socially, there's crossovers in regards to knowledge itself being tokenized and put on a blockchain and used to facilitate AI and all these sort of wonderful, amazing things. So there's this real, fundamentally golden opportunity at hand right now. And I just wanted to spend this daily market update really talking about it, because we cover a lot of the charts. Ultimately, we're a technical investor. We invest on how things look technically. The cryptocurrency space has been destined to change the world fundamentally, really since its inception. Regardless of that, it's had 80% crashes. So the only way you'll arbitrage that is really with technical analyst or analysis. And today we find ourselves in a situation where everything is walking, talking, and quacking like a duck. Whether we look at Bitcoin and the confluence of targets it has going higher, whether we look at the total cryptocurrency market cap confirming that, total 2, total 3, others, the crypto ETPs that are now essentially on a road to become ETFs and funds registered and traded on the New York Stock Exchange. We're already seeing this sort of first innings of that with Bitwise, et cetera, et cetera. Whichever way you look at this space, you can look at it against other markets, you can look at altcoins individually. It's on an unbelievable trajectory, and that opportunity cannot be understated. So there's something fundamentally, an arms race taking place in the United States right now. That won't just stop and start with the United States either. You're going to see other countries doing the same thing. We had news out of Russia yesterday. Everybody is going to have to get on board with this technology, otherwise they're going to get left behind. It's just like the internet. It's just like using automobiles or really any technology that has came before it, in the sense that they are technologies that we adopt or we don't evolve. This one perhaps has a real broad scope of what it's going to encompass because of just the usefulness of it. And there's potentially in the future hundreds of trillions of dollars that are going to come on the back end of that. But certainly, in my opinion, there's going to be multiple cryptocurrencies that are going to have $1 trillion in terms of market cap. And it's your job, it's my job also to help you guys find out which ones they're going to be. Certainly something like Hedera we've mentioned, obviously XRP, we've got technical targets to take it there. Something like Algo. I think there's quite a few out there that are going to do very well. There's lots out there that we're not mentioning, but we'll be doing separate videos on them in due course. So that's it from me, ladies and gentlemen. Have a smashing Saturday, and I'll see you all in the next one.